Okay everybody, as promised, this is a video where I take that giant gastropod in that very large concretion, and I prepped it out. Boy did I have fun, and I fell in love with that thing. Problem is, it's a two-parter because it's a very long video. It shows everything I went through, everything I had to fight through, all the problems I came across. Wait till you see, you'll see. Anyways, this is part 1 of 2, and I hope you like it because I surely had fun putting it together. The video, that is. Well, and prepping. Okay, hello everybody. I made an opening video for this already, then I decided I might as well at least follow through and prep this baby out, or at least for what I want to do. And what I want to do is, turn this around. Luckily I've got, just stole some of the Mrs. towels and stuff. That's a towel, used to be a bath towel. Put that one, oh, a pillowcase. Yeah, the wife's missing all kinds of stuff. I've got to find the end of this, the outer margin of this, and then I can start shaping this rock, cutting a whole bunch off. So it's going to be quite the process because it's a long ways from here to the child saw. So this may take several days or a couple of weeks. So let's get started. I'm going to start by taking my super jack and going down enough to hopefully find that outer margin of this last whorl, and then I'll know where to cut this rock. I might have to cut this rock and keep going, but here's the tip of the siphon, the tail end of this gastropod, so it can't be too far down. So let's see if we can go find it. I don't know if I saw this breakage here move or not. Pretty sure I must have glued that. No, that's pretty solid. Trick of the eye. I took off a little bit, but you can see I'm not to that outer margin. It can't be too far, but it could be. Yeah, it could be a little ways. So, anyways, I'll do that. That didn't take long. It's actually some pretty soft sandstone. I mean, it's hard. You can't hardly scratch. Well, I guess you can scratch it with a fingernail. That's how soft it is. And that didn't take long, but look at the size of the chunks I've been taking off. So now I can do that again. See if I can find that outer margin. That really is a giant for this species. And just to feel safer, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this crack. Oh man, that took a lot of glue. I'm not going to accelerate that with the accelerator, speed up that here, because I don't know if that'll turn green or not. So I can remove a whole bunch more rock before I can try that again. So back to work. Holy cow. This thing's a freaking giant. I've done that twice again, so I still can't find the outer margin, which is, it's a good because it's making a snail grow, but that's where I started from basically. So I'm an inch down and still haven't found it. So I'm gonna take off a bunch more rock again and do that again. But look at some of the sizes of these rocks. That's why this is only taking me 30 minutes. It's moving rocks so fast, which is good. Nope, not yet. Gotta be getting close though. One more time. I thought I was at the outer margin there, but it doesn't look like it. Anyways, I found this crack. I took off a big chunk of rock right there where my finger's at. Let me see if I can show you. Let me adjust this camera a bit. Zoom in there. If you can see, there's a crack. No ifs, ands, or buts right there. So, I'm going to take my glue. I have a bad habit of not backing the zoom up when I zoom in, so I'm learning. So, take my glue, take this old top off, put a new top on, and apply some glue. Yeah, it gets on the shell material too, but that's not a big deal. Not for this fossil anyways. So what I'm going to do is take my smaller air scribe and clean up all this stuff that's actually sticky onto the gastropod, and I'll just see if I can find that. I'll follow that ridge, that outer margin, which starts right here on the siphon, and just starts going down. So that's my next plan of attack. Don't know how well this is going to come off. That stuck pretty good. Doesn't want to come off at all. So I'm going to have to just get close to the gastropod and take some air abrasive and clean that up. Problem with air abrasive is that shell material is pretty soft too. So anyways, I'm going to work on that for a while. I don't want to bore you with that, so sayonara for now. But let me zoom in again and show you this. Right where this damage occurred, this crack goes all the way down here, over here, down here, down here, down here, down here. And it looks like there's even some right there. So I'm going to put that at an angle and apply some more glue. Something I don't usually show is all the gluing I do on fossils. I don't know if you can see that soak in or not. This stuff has great wicking powers. It'll go into a crack you can't even see, and then when it fills that crack and turns, you know, like it has water in it, it'll appear and you can be able to see it. Anyways, I got more rock to remove. But man, look at that thing. That's not gorgeous. You've got a problem. Luckily, it's not my problem. Sorry. Alright, back to work. We're clowning around. Okay. We dug deep enough. I believe the bottom is right there. So now I know basically that I want that to, I'll just show you. Right about like, just a guess for now, but now I know for a fact that I can get rid of all of this rock, I can get rid of all of that rock, and still have that concretional base on the bottom, which will be attached by that the rock going in throughout this gastropod here. You'll see. So that's going to be a big step. I'm going to get the saw for this, but I figured out I don't want to use the water saw, so I got to figure out something else. Alright, I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, I've moved outside. Scooted this table over into the shade because it's 81 degrees out there. Not too bad, but a little warm. Don't forget your dust mask. The wind is coming from the south today, which is kind of odd. Way it goes. And got my little blade here with my dusty job. Then if I turn it around, get right where I want it, right about there, make some more cuts. Okay, I gotta take a break. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe I should have put more cuts in there, but my idea is to take wow, look at that, chunks of rock. Look, some sort of burrowing Some sort of burrowy animal left his little burrow there. Get a load of that. Now then, I don't want the snail one to break, so now let's do this one. The rock goes flying. Well, that's a lot of rock in just a few minutes. Holy cow, liking that. Liking that a lot. That's one side. Now I'm going to do the other side and then make some more cuts. And some more cuts. Okay, I turned it over and put lines where I wanted them. I'm going to cut those lines. Alright, cuts top and bottom. I'm thinking this whole thing is just going to fall apart now. Hope it doesn't crack in half. That's one of my worries. That worked pretty good. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I actually did this with a crab once. Look at that. Okay. Back to the shop. I hope I didn't take too much rock off there. I don't like that. Uh-oh. That should be okay. Here's what it is now. That, my friends, was one dusty, dirty job. I literally got covered in dust. It didn't help with the wind coming in the wrong direction. But anyways, I'm going to start shaping this rock the way I want it for the stand. So, put dust mask back on. Go to town. Oh, so you know, here's both sides of it. I wish I would have left a little bit more rock there, but I think it's going to be okay. This could be a lot of boring work, so I'll get a bunch done, then show you how it's looking. When I was doing all that cutting outside, I had noticed there was a crack in this rock. And I figured it was just a surface crack. But now, I see it's cracked all the way right through here, So I'm going to stop where I'm at and fill that with glue. And then let it cure for a day or 2 days, 3 days, however long, I don't know. But that could be an absolute catastrophe. Look at that, just putting drops of glue in, it just instantly disappears. So I'm just putting a steady stream of glue in. Oh man, I'm glad I noticed that. That's taking a lot of glue. Jeepers creepers. Holy cow. I'm gonna let this cure for a week. Okay, that's gonna take a while to fill that up, so I'll get back with you folks later. Okay, hard to know how many drops of glue that took, but I'm gonna guess at least 50 minimum. I decided to check the backside. Let's look at that crack right there and glue coming down. So I got glue all the way throughout that rock. And then you can see how that, let me zoom in there. I never remember to zoom in. You can see how this crack darkened up, and that's because now there's glue in there. So lots and lots and lots of glue. So I'm just going to let that cure for days. Days and days and days. I'm going to add a little bit more glue right in here because that's dry. And I don't want it falling apart when I'm air scribing. Look at that, just soaks right in. Holy moly. That's good though. Okay. I'll see you in a week. Good morning, everybody. Good late morning. Boy, I got up late today. Boy, I love sleeping in. Doesn't happen very often. This thing has been sitting since last Thursday, I think. Jeez, I don't remember. And today's Wednesday, so almost a week. It's pretty cured now. You can see how, I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that? How that turned a little bit green from the accelerator? I may have to add some glue later on, but that's good enough for now. At least now I can at least start shaping it out. So, back to work. Lots and lots of rocks removed to shape this baby, so I'm not going to show you all that because it'll just get boring. But I'll take a bunch off one side, I'll take a bunch off the other, I'll look at it and just keep doing that until I get to the point to where I like it. Whew. I had to build me a little stopper so I could push with both hands. That's a bit rough on one arm, one hand, especially. Anyways, that's roughing out one side, but once I pick it up to where I want it, yeah, it's not going to be too bad. This side might be a bit short. Yeah, we'll see. So I won't go any farther than this. I wish I would have been out another 3/4, half an inch at least, but it is what it is now. So back to work. Now the other side. Clean up the work spot. And back to work. Yeah, so I've roughed out that side, but let me get my pointer here. Where this crack was, I don't know if you can see this or not in the camera. Let me zoom in. Maybe you can. I don't know. But right here, it's like a fault zone right here. So I don't know if I got to put more glue in there or not. You can see how this stuff just wants to come out. Anyways, I roughed out that half. Now I'm going to rough out this half. Well, actually 1/4, half of a half. So reposition my blockers. Back to work. I just ran in, this piece just came chunking out. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's see if I can zoom in here to show you. Something went terribly wrong with the sound of my video, so I will be narrating this section of video. A huge chunk of rock came out quite easily, and apparently I'm going to have to add some more glue. Again, it is taking tons and tons of glue. I keep adding glue and it just keeps sucking it up. Rarely do I use this much glue, and this is now twice for the same project. I will keep adding glue until it does not take any more glue. Just freaking amazing how much glue is going in this crack. Here is where I turn the rock around to check the other side, and I find out that the glue went all the way through again to the other side, and I can see where the glue is still wet, and so I put some accelerator on it to help the cure and stop it from leaking out. Now I've got to give it another 3, 4, 5 days to cure before I start on the attack again. Been, 5 or 6 days now since I've touched this. Got busy with other stuff, then took 2 days off and did nothing. Seems like I do more and more of that the older I get. Anyways, this is cured now. Whether I'm going to have to add more glue to it or not, I don't know, but that should do it, I think. As you can see, this still heavy. I've got gobs of rock to take up over here. I've also now realized I'm going to want it sitting kind of like so. So the base is going to be basically between my thumbs there, all the way down here, then I'll cut it flat. Anyways, that's the plan. I know plans tend to change when you're doing artsy type stuff, carving and whatnot, but I'm going to start right now taking off lots of rock. Don't forget to wear your dust mask. The more silica something has in the rock, the worse it is for you if you get it in your lungs. And you do not want it in your lungs. So, I'm going to get this ready to go. I got that so I can push on it and use both hands with this thing. Figure out something to stop this rock over here. Luckily, I happen to have crab concretions just for that. Well, not really. Nope, too big. That might work. Alright, I'll show you in about a half an hour or so. Okay, I decided to take that off there off the bottom, and now I'm going to go down here, and that way it won't take chips off the bottom. And sometimes on the bottom it'll take off huge chips. So that only took about 15 minutes, maybe. Back to work. Alright, well, it's getting lighter. That crack, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me zoom in. Hopefully you can see this. That crack is right here. And it's, you can see it's fractured. Fractured cracking. And I don't know what that is right there. That I've gone through a lot of little clams and crap. I don't know if you can see those or not, but little pieces of stuff. Boy, that's a weird bug. I'm hoping that's not Jesus, come on, bug. I'm hoping that's not a part of the gastropod. Anyways, if you can see that. Oh, Jesus. Back up the camera, Ron, you dipwad. Jesus. Sorry about that. I do that too often, actually. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is start taking off this rock and this rock. I might shape this a bit more. So far I haven't hit any such soft spots that I have to stop and glue and let it cure for a few days. So I'm pretty sure that's going to hold. It's going through that. It's not breaking where the crack is at, so that glue is holding pretty good. So I got to get back to work taking this off and that off. Still lots of rock to remove. Thankfully it's pretty soft stuff, so it's going much faster than it would if it was hard rock. Boy, that gets sore on the arm, tiring on the arm. Okay, you can see how this is now just has a ridge on it, and I'm just going to keep slowly taking the rock off shaping that, going from side to side, back and forth, side to side. And then I may even cut that today, so that it sits. Now I've got more rock to take off here. Jeez. Oh well, just keep looking at it and just keep working at it until you're happy with your results. Hopefully you end up happy. Anyways, back to work. Time for a bit of cleanup. This gets pretty dirty. And mind you, this is just from this morning. Nothing but rock chips from one rock. I'm not going to clean it spotless, but I got a rock bucket right over here, and when it gets full, sometimes doesn't take very long. It goes out until my 4th rock hole out in the back 40. Someone's going to be digging in that rock hole a couple 100 years from now and be finding all kinds of stuff. That's funny to think about. Anyways, now that this is all cleaned up, you can see my gastropod here starting to take shape. I'm going to mark it and then go out and cut it. And that should help me. Boy, I hope that's the end. Yeah, it's gotta be. I might do a little bit of work right here to make sure that's the end of this last whorl, that outer margin of this aperture. Alright, till later. Got a toothbrush, got some water. I'm going to wet this area because sometimes when you wet stuff, you can actually see it. You can actually see it better. Let me zoom in. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but here goes nothing. Uh-oh. Let me get a tissue there. Oh, geez. Oh geez, God, I'm glad I tested that out. As you can plainly see here, I thought this was the end of the gastropod, this ridge here, where it still keeps going. Can't go much further, but it's still going. So I'm going to take some rock off here, and God, I hope that's not part of the gastropod. Oh no. Oh, this could be disastrous. I'll be back. I think I may have messed up, folks. I think I may have messed up. Wouldn't be the first time, but I hate to do that, messing up on this quality of a fossil. Oh no. That's the outer margin of the shell. Oh geez, I gotta stop. I'm gonna let this dry and glue that up and save what I can. I took some off. It really wasn't very much, but even a little bit, something that important. Oh man. Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna stop and let that dry. I'll be back, folks. A little bit of thin set cyanoacrylate, and that top, maybe I can just cut that top off. A little bit of glue. Dab off the excess. I clean this usually by squeezing the bottle and getting that last little drop out of there, so you can keep using your tips even though they do get clogged. Okay. Okay, well, that'll be hard to get this rock off right here because now it's saturated with glue, but I'd rather do that and fight it and save that than not. So I'm going to clean this up and see what the heck's going on. Oh, pressure low. Take my sweet you-know-what time and just clean that up so I know exactly what's going on before I go any further on this rock removal. Alright, see if you can see this. I was cleaning up this area right here and you can see those cracks right in there, and there's those it's not good. Hate to glue it, but glue it and save it, then fight it or lose it. So that's what I think my options are. Maybe a little bit of accelerator. That's almost scary. I'm going to clean that up with some water and see what it looks like. Heck, I'll do it right in front of you. You can see exactly what's going on, or maybe not exactly, but at least get a better idea. Yeah, I think this last piece broke. Either that or it grows that way. But at least it looks like I'll be able to save most of it. So back to work. Okay, I played around with this for a few minutes with some shims and stuff. Pieces of wood, really, turned into shims. Anyways, that's how I want it to sit, at a slight angle like that. So I've got my little depth gauge here. So I'm going to take this and just go around the rock. Oh, I've got to turn it. Oh, come on. Hang on, everybody. Oh, no. No, shoot. Yeah, right when I get it all perfect, then I got to move it. So I'll trace out from little mark to little mark, and then take that out to the tile saw and cut that baby. So hopefully I'll cut it and I won't make any more mistakes. Jeez, I hate making mistakes. Problem is, the more stuff you do, the more mistakes you make. Part of life. Okay, here goes nothing. I've got a shim under the rock to hold the rock right where I want it. I've got it placed on this table. The saw is not all the way down because the rock is too big, so I'm going to have to make at least 2 cuts. Here goes absolutely nothing. Nope. And that's the way it's going to sit. Oh boy, okay, now to take it back in and get cleaned up. I've got some water right here. Okay. Okay, back in the garage, made the cut. Thing's still pretty wet. Oh, that's going to be nice. Got it pretty flat in the back, so that it can sit right up against the wall or mirror or I don't know, whatever. But I got lots of shaping to do. All this rock has to come off. I'm going to expose all these whorls up to here, and the base will come right out of the opening, the aperture, and come down, and I'll just, I don't know, shape it until it looks good. But I still got to clean this up, and this is pretty soft rock, it's pretty spongy, so it is going to be wet for quite a while. So I'm just going to let it sit here and dry for at least a day. I think that might do it. So later for now. I was looking at this thing, admiring it. It's about ready to close up shop, and it dawned on me, who says I can't carve wet rock? So I did some more work. See what it looks like now. Is that a bit of a paper towel dry? That's pretty cool, no matter mistake or no mistake. What I'll do is, when I get to it, I'll clean this up with this tool. I have to sharpen it a few times. That's on there pretty good. But the only thing I know that'll cut this rock is aluminum oxide, and aluminum oxide also cuts the shell material. So it'll be what it's going to be, but I can make it look a lot better than that. Anyways, I'm going to start carving some of this bigger stuff. I'm not tired yet. Get a load of that. Starting to take some shape here. And luckily, I questioned the depth of this, so I actually saved that rock. I don't know how it goes in there, but it does go in there. There it goes. So I'm probably going to glue that back in, because otherwise it won't be hidden. It'll be all nice and smooth in a big divot. Not good. I think this might be broken here, this outer flange here. I'm going to find out, but not today. My arm is killing me. But as you can see, I got all this rock to come off, so I can expose these whorls. That's when it's going to get scary. Then it's just a matter of dropping it and ruining it. Boy, that would be bad after all that work. And when I'm all said and done and cleaned up, I'm going to take some 2-part putty, color it so I don't know, at least has a little bit of color, and fill all these little divot things, carve in the lines where the snail growth lines are and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that this used to have a piece of apex in it. I just don't remember. I don't see it here on the counter. Of course, it's pretty small, so I might have to rebuild that too. But that's it for today. I think I'll glue that on right now and be ready for tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, this has been sitting here for, I think, 4 days. I got busy doing other stuff. Clamped this the last time, as you saw. So now, take that off, or to the surface of this. And if you'll look, way over here, I'm starting to save some of this rock in case I have to rebuild some here. This soft sandstone is actually easy to rebuild. I mean, you have to make the effort and use the right type of glue and stuff, but it's pretty easy to rebuild. Anyways, I'm going to take that off right there and then start doing some more sculpting. I'm going to use the smaller tool, the ME9100. Next time I clean that up with the next pass with the bigger tool, that'll clean that up nicely. Get all that glue off and all that kind of stuff. So, get back to work, Ronald. First of all, I'm going to take off a bunch of rock right here, expose more of these whorls, and then clean up all this area and do a finer job of cleaning it up so I know exactly where the heck I'm sculpting to. And there's a crack right there. I don't know if you can see that crack right there or not. I'm going to clean up this rock here and apply a little drop of glue there just to hold that into place. Don't know if you saw that or not, but that little piece of shell went flying. That's all it takes, a little tiny bit. Now that's going to hold that rock onto the shell right there, but only that little spot, and it takes a little extra time, but you can easily clean it up. Alright, let's keep moving. That is some tough cleanup. It was coming off pretty good here, but man, it's just glued to the snail in these other areas. Anyways, I'm going to shape this with the smaller tool before I go back to the big monster one. Time for the big mama. Not going to be any rock left when I get down with this baby. Anyways, it's just a matter of keep taking rock off, keep looking at it from all angles and until you're happy with it. I've got still a long ways to go on this baby, but the closer I get to being done, the less rock I want to take off, the slower I want to do it. So back to work. Oh man, I have to quit. That's killing my arm. Okay. Taking shape. Long ways to go, but taking shape. And to think, this thing was in a giant, and I mean giant concretion, size of a basketball. So a lot of rock removal, but boy, that's I think like pretty dang nice when it's said and done. Anyways, I'm calling it quits for the day. Bugger it. Okay. Gonna use the ME9100 and clean up a bunch of this so I can start carving this rock out front here. This is so far all this rock is supporting all that, so let's hope it doesn't, I hope I don't destroy it. Slow going, and it is taking off some shell, which is disheartening, but there's no way to save that. I'm going to get my clip doll. A little tiny brush, put that in there and let the bristles get soft because they're full of glue. Doesn't take long, and then doesn't take much, just put a little bit of glue on there. To help hold that together. So what I did is this rock is, or shell is coming off right here, just a layer of shell, but still I don't want that. So I put glue here to hopefully stop that from going, or keep losing shell there. Whether it's going to work or not, who knows, but gotta try. So, back to work. Let me show you why this is starting to get scary. I'm just cleaning up the underneath side of this second whorl, third whorl, whatever one it is. And you can see right there that cavern that goes in there, this could possibly break off. If it breaks off in one piece, you glue it back on and you go on, but it can be fixed. But if it breaks off in several pieces, then you got a job and putty work and all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to clean this up with some water, hopefully. Air scrubs can do a pretty good job, but when the stuff is stuck on there, sometimes you have to just clean it up with a brush and hope it comes off. And this soft material, some of it will come off with just a toothbrush. So some of that came off and some of it didn't, but so now I'm going to take all this off and expose those whorls with I'm so bad at that. Getting better, but for me, it takes time. Not the sharpest pencil in the box. luckily it's very soft rock, easy going. Same location, same site, there's different rocks, same concretions, but it can be much harder than this. So lucked out this being some soft rock. Okay, I'll show you what I run into. Right, let me zoom in here so you can see this. Hopefully I'll remember to zoom back out. Right here. I've already glued that crack a while ago, but it kept going down as I kept removing matrix, and it came down, made a sharp turn, went over here, and it's now going down that way. But that's not a very good crack. I mean, it's one you don't want. So I'm going to, where's the crack at? Take my glue, Jesus, I can just see what the heck's going on around here. Okay, right there. Take the thin set, the watery looking stuff, and I'm simply going to fill that crack up, trying not to get it well, that took a bit of glue. Wipe off the excess. There. When that's cured, that should hold, shouldn't break, hope not. Anyways, you're always stopping to glue, fix something. It happens. Part of the game. But this is going to probably take me the rest of the day. Well, I wouldn't say the rest of the day, but I do this for 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 4. I rarely go over 4 hours, but that's going to take me from when I started, I don't know, 4 hours. Slow and steady wins the game. What I haven't shown you is just how many times I've glued around here. So right now I'm fighting glue because the glue soaks into this soft sandstone. Just the way it is. But what you have to understand is this critter that got buried in the mud and then sat there for 2 million years, the reason why it's concreted into a ball is because of the biological matter. All the pelecypods and gastropods and stuff has kind of a skin that's on top of the shell, which is biological matter. And when that rots away, when it's buried, when it's rotting, it those gases, I don't know, ammonias, dioxide, sulfate, dioxides, whatever those are, they permeate the ground, the mud that it's sitting in, and that, I believe, draws in molecules of iron and hardens the rock. That's how I understand it. So even though the whole thing was the same for who knows, for miles, whatever, it's now a ball of rock. And this sits right in the middle of it. Anyways, it's been sitting there for a long time. There's been crushing, there's been breakage, not that I've done, but stuff that was done while I was buried. And so as you're prepping along, you got to stop and fix all kinds of stuff. And sometimes you can fix it and sometimes you can't. But this is still going to be just a wonderful, I mean a wonderful specimen. Anyways, I got to get my ass back to work. This area right here is kind of a soft spot. So, before I start carving into that, I'm just going to solidify that. Maybe that too. That looks pretty soft. Glue can work wonders and save all kinds of stuff. Okay. I'm going to hold that together. Oops, getting it on the fingers. Can't tell you how many times I've glued my fingers together. Should make a video just on that, but I don't have any pictures of it. Little accelerator. Always I squeeze the bottle and get whatever drops of glue in the nozzle so the nozzle lasts longer. And I think I'll start cleaning up the last of this and call it a day. Here I've zoomed in so you can see right there. Piece came off. There's a crack from there all the way up into there. You didn't watch me, but I glued all of this up here. So now I'm going to glue that. I'm going to get glue everywhere, but I don't care. I want to try to save that ridge from this tabled whelk, which is what this is. Humboldt County, California. I think there were 7 or 8 different species of tabled whelk. Even the common ones are hard to find. And now I'm going to get my you-know-what back to work. So I've got glue in all the areas I want them, at least hopefully. So now I'm going to take off from here, hopefully all the way to there, all this rock. Some places it comes off pretty nicely. Other places you have to absolutely work at it. Years ago I found a bunch of snails. Well, I found all kinds of snails and all different kinds of rock. Some of the rock so hard, the rock is so glued onto the snail, so sticky, that I just ended up cutting everything in half to show the whorls, and they sold like freaking hotcakes. Couldn't believe it. I'm cheap too, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 bucks. I didn't care. Made some gas money for me, going more fossil trips. Oh, God. Try to be careful. Almost a catastrophe. Right there. I was air scribing to try to get that little piece of rock out from that table. It's called a tabled whelk. And this whole thing started to move. And when something starts to move, when you know darn well it's not supposed to, you stop and glue. At least I do. So I'm going to take gonna glue the rock and everything else, but I don't care. Oh, Jesus. Man, that's scary. I don't know if you saw that, but it wicked through and you can see that crack got filled, so I'm calling it quits. Bugger that. That just got too dang scary. But anyways, let me back this up. Oops. Always go the wrong way, of course. Get a load of that so far. That's taking some shape. Got a ways to go. But getting there. Got a lot of cleanup, got a lot of fixing. But that's pretty cool. And I'm one of those fossil hunters when I started finding gastropods in rock. Not the ones around the world that just, they could be millions of years old, but they clean off the mud and call it a fossil, and it just doesn't seem like a fossil. This is in rock. You can plainly see and have seen. Anyways, I'm going to let everything cure, and I'll come back tomorrow, the next day, and go on the prep attack some more. And there you have the first half of this two-part video. Hope you liked that. The second part, I'll be coming out. I'll publish it next week. It's even more interesting because it's obviously shows the finished product, but it shows how I fix more things, especially with the two-part putty stuff. And it's the process clear to the end of this. So I hope you like this and enjoy.